Welcome, friends. We have started this channel called Corporate Laws Galaxy. You know, galaxy means group of stars, and every star represents different laws. And we are starting with a series on frequently asked questions on very interesting topics of corporate laws. And we are inviting you, all of you, to also send your queries in our comments column in our video, and we will certainly take up those queries also in our videos. And now I will request you to please share, like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Sir, I have come across a frequently asked question from our professional colleagues regarding application of provisions of corporate social responsibility. In this context, can you please tell us whether provisions of CSR are applicable to a Section 8 company?
CSR means corporate social responsibility. Okay? Yes. Their provisions are applicable to Section 8 company. So how I can say that provisions of CSR are applicable to Section 8 companies? It is on the basis of the wordings of Section 135(1) of the Companies Act 2013, which commences with the words every company, and thus it applies to Section 8 companies as well. They have not given any exemption to Section 8 company from the provisions of corporate social responsibility provisions as given in Section 135 of the Companies Act.
Okay, sir. Sir, in case of companies who carries out CSR activities directly, for them, is it mandatory to get themselves registered by filing Form CSR1?
Very good question. You see, as per General Circular number 14 of 2021, dated 25th August 2021, issued by Ministry of Corporate Affairs, it has been clarified that it is not mandatory for the companies to get themselves registered by filing Form CSR1 who are carrying out CSR activities directly. So it is not necessary.
Okay, sir. Sir, in case of companies that has not completed the period of 3 financial years since its incorporation, are CSR provisions applicable to such companies as well?
Yes, of course. You see, it has been clarified by MCA through General Circular 14 of 2021, dated 25th August 2021, that even if a company has not completed 3 financial years since its incorporation, but it satisfies any of the criteria mentioned in Section 135, subsection 1 of Companies Act, the CSR provisions, including spending of at least 2% of the average net profits made during immediately preceding financial year, are applicable.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you tell us how the average net profit is calculated for the purpose of Section 135 of the Act?
You see, it's a very, very good question, a very important question to be answered. You see, the average net worth for the purpose of determining the spending on CSR activities is to be computed in accordance with the provisions of Section 198 of the Companies Act 2013, will also be exclusive of the items given under Subrule 2 1H of the Companies CSR Policy Rules 2014, Section 198 of the Companies Act specifies certain additions and deletions, adjustments to be made while calculating the net profit of a company. Mainly, it excludes capital payments, capital receipts, income tax, set off of past losses. Also, it is to be noted that profit before tax is used for computation of net profit under section 135 of the Companies Act 2013.
Okay, sir. Understood. Sir, can a company undertake any CSR activity mentioned under Schedule 7 of the Act for the exclusive benefit for the employees,
Yes.
workers, and the
Yes.
family members?
Yes, yes. Okay. You see, Rule 2, Sub-Rule 1D5 of the company's CSR Policy Rules 2014 states that any activity benefiting employees of the company shall not be considered as eligible CSR activity. As per the said rule, any activity designed exclusively for the benefit of employees shall be considered as an activity benefiting employees and will not qualify as permissible CSR expenditure. However, any activity which is not designed to benefit employees solely but the public at large, and if the employees and their family members are incidental beneficiaries, then such activity would not be considered as activity benefiting employees and will certainly qualifies as eligible CSR activity.
Okay, sir. Now we come to our last segment, that is adjudication of penalties under Section 454 of Companies Act 2013. Sir, please tell us any latest case where Registrar of Companies has adjudicated penalty.
Yes, I will certainly tell you two cases. Under the section 454, Registrar of Companies is authorized to act as adjudicating authority to adjudicate penalty in case of violation of certain section of Companies Act 2030. You see, in the case of Parekh Distributors Limited, Registrar of Companies Mumbai, wide its order dated 26 December 2023, imposed a penalty of 82,600 on company and rupees 82,600 on director for violation of section 92 of Companies Act 2013. In the given case, the company failed to file annual return for financial year 2018-2019 within 60 days from the date of AGM. Their delay in filing was for 326 days. Now I'll come to the second case of Tele1 Online Venture Private Limited, New Delhi, wide order dated 13th June 2024. ROC imposed a penalty of rupees 25,000 on the company and rupees 5,000 each on directors for violation of section 118 of Companies Act 2013, read with Secretarial Standard 1 and Secretarial Standard 2. In the given case, it was observed that the notice of the annual general meeting for the concerned year was not correctly numbered. So, that is why this adjudication of penalty was done. So, with that, we finish. And thank you, audience. We'll meet again. Bye.